Good evening. It is with deep regret that I must inform you that your request for a personal audience with the great, majestic King Xerxes of Persia has been denied. He changed his mind. He doesn't want to speak to you today. So again, my royal apologies to you and good day. You're free to go. You seem like such nice folks. At least I can give you an explanation. My name is Harbona. I am the chief chamberlain to Xerxes, king of Persia. In your country, it would be the equivalent of a secret agent or a bodyguard to the president, sort of a special assistant to the president's cabinet. But you see, at first, I refused and hesitated to take the job. You would too if you knew about Xerxes. Xerxes was one of those guys where Jekyll and Hyde, you never knew what was going to go with him. One day you're friends, everything is going cool with him, and you're talking, shooting the breeze, and all of a sudden, just like that, he changes his mind. And your life, not good. For example, there was a time when Pythias, one of our generals, offered Xerxes 40 million talents to finance one of our military campaigns. Xerxes was overwhelmed at this generosity. He told Pythias to keep his money. In fact, Xerxes gave him a promotion and a present. A little later on, a few days later at a social function, General Pythias sort of hints to Xerxes that maybe his oldest son could be exempt from the military. Xerxes was so infuriated by that he went and grabbed the boy, grabbed a sword, cut him in two, had the entire Persian army march through the remaining pieces. I'm not kidding you. Another, King Xerxes throws a party. And no one, believe me, no one throws a party like Xerxes. Visiting dignitaries are there, 3 a.m., the wine, everything, and Xerxes is showing off his treasures, he's showing off his trophies, and he decides to do a toast to his most sacred and valuable, precious trophy, Vashti, the beautiful queen. So he sends me, Harbona, personal assistant, to go up and tell Vashti to come down to the party. Vashti, she doesn't want to get up, she's got a headache, she says no. Bad idea. We never saw Vashti after that. She was banished from the kingdom. Oh, sure, the next day there was a memo, something about a long holiday visiting her mother. Yeah, right. I taught Xerxes, but since he's not here, I, Harbona, get to tell you about a story that happened in Persia, and you're not going to believe it, but it is true. About a certain set of coincidences. How they all matched together and how it all ended up in the end magically. It all started in ancient Greece. Now, I understand that you have been studying ancient Greece. Understand that you've been learning about this, what was his name? He's in the Bible. I saw one here, the Apostle Paul, is it? Paul, thank you. Yeah, Apostle Paul writes to the Corinthians, Greeks. And in fact, these columns kind of remind me, if I was there in that city square, in that forum, I can just hear the Apostle Paul exhort those young Greek Christians to, what was it he said? Train your body in mind and spirit to run the race like an Olympic athlete, to fight the good fight, to win the prize. Keep reading about him because that Apostle Paul was right on. We Persians figured out that those Greeks could fight. Like I said, it all started in ancient Greece. 480 BC, September, Xerxes sets out for the largest military campaign ever in the history of the world. His first stop, knock out the Greeks. Woo. Well, Xerxes didn't realize it. He ran into a 1-2 fatal punch. That first blow came at the Battle of Thermopylae, where there was a small contingent of Greek warriors made up of 300 Spartans led by King Leonidas. Xerxes figured, that's a little mountain pass, we can get through there. 3 days later, Xerxes, I don't know who was crushed more, the elite Persian army or his ego. Licking his wounds, he backs up and says, we need to re-strategize, boys. This isn't working. So with the army hurt by that, he decides to send in the navy. Xerxes had over 1,200 ships. He sends them into the Bay of Salamis, which isn't far from Corinth. Bad idea. You see, the Greeks' much smaller, swifter, agile ships were no match for the big Persian ships. And in less than 7 hours, most of Xerxes' navy sunk. Xerxes has to go back to Persia in a fishing trowel. Defeated, depressed, he was in the dumps. Moaning all day about Vashti. Oh, poor Vashti. He was starting to moan about the queen. And I thought to myself, we've got to do something. So I talked about the staff. We've got to get Xerxes back on his feet. We've got him back to life. We can't let Xerxes stay in this funk. We got to get him back. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? So I thought, I'm a special assistant. I ought to know what to do. So I got some brochures, maybe a vacation. Let's see. Mazatlan? No. Let's see. The Greek Isles? No, not a great idea. Vashti, that gave me an idea. Vashti, he's moaning about his queen. He's got a hole in the soul. Women. I told Xerxes an idea about having a beauty pageant, sort of a Persian Idol thing. And we thought we'd invite all the beautiful virgins from all over the country to come to the palace. We'd give them 12 months of beauty treatments, manicures, pedicures. They would look lovely. They would have a chance to go see the king and show off. And perhaps maybe one of them, just one of them, the king would say, hey, I found my new queen. Well, he went for the idea. Whew. Nice. Well, he went for the idea. And soon the palace was filled. And boy, it was beautiful. The smells, the colors. Wow. But there was one gal in particular that caught Xerxes' eye. Her name was Esther. Whoo! She was a knockout. But you know, it's funny. We couldn't quite put our finger on it, but there was something about Esther. Something about Esther that was different. There was sort of this inner peace. There was this spirit inside of her that was beautiful. And I don't know where it came from, but anyhow, Xerxes saw it too. And pretty soon, you guessed it, he started seeing more and more of her, and pretty soon, all the other gals were, sorry, pack their bags, go home. Xerxes has found his new queen, Queen Esther. Funny thing is with Esther, though, beautiful inside and out, is that she didn't look Persian to me. So I thought I would tell Xerxes about it. And then I thought, no, Harbona, go with the flow. Well, everything was going great about 3 or 4 years, and then one day, Xerxes is holding court, like he always does, and in hopped Haman. Haman was the king's second right-hand man. They were favorites. They loved each other. They were really close together. But this Haman, I didn't trust him. Beady little eyes, always talked about himself. I thought I would tell Xerxes about it, but no, go with the flow. Anyhow, Haman is the prime minister, second in command. Haman comes in all prepared with his speech. Scattered throughout your wonderful kingdom, there's a group of people who are really disloyal to you. They are a group of people that really don't adhere to our Persian customs In fact, they have their own peculiar rituals and laws, and it's really to your disadvantage, King Xerxes, that you continue to tolerate them.